Hey, you guys. So, about a month ago, Dr. John Deloney and I took a call on The Ramsey Show that, well, was pretty surprising. And again, it wasn't as surprising because we hear the same situation come up over and over again. So, you've probably heard me talk about lifestyle creep and comparison culture. And these are just two examples, you guys, of a larger problem that we're seeing where people who are making $100,000, $200,000, even $300,000 still feel like they're living paycheck to paycheck. Now, of course, there are certain seasons that are more economically challenging than others, but I am a firm believer that everyone has the ability to take control of their money and make intentional changes that allow them to spend with freedom and peace rather than a place of scarcity. So this couple is a great example of what this looks like in action. So I'm going to revisit this call with you guys today, give some reactions when I think back because it was a lot. But before we dive in, I want to tell you about one of our sponsors, Christian Healthcare Ministries. So if healthcare costs are increasing while your available choices are decreasing, then check out Christian Healthcare Ministries. CHM is a biblically based health cost sharing ministry that is an affordable alternative to health insurance. So check out more at chministries.org/budget. That's chministries.org/budget. So let's check out this call.
My wife and I, we have quite a bit of debt. And so I was wondering how we should start working through that. We have about 150 in car loans and about 280 in student loans.
Okay, pause that. Well, I'm about to say it, which is funny because I'm reacting to myself. So I'm probably subconsciously already thinking what I'm thinking on camera too. Already though, $150,000 in car loans, you guys. So just let that sink in for a second. Okay.
115 in car loans?
150.
150 in car loans. Okay.
Yep, about 75 on each.
Okay.
And pause. And I'm thinking right there, holy crap, dude. I probably should have just said that live. That was what's going through my head. Okay, we'll keep going.
Then about 280 in student loans. We have quite a bit in home equity. So I was curious, is that something that would be on the table to sell our house and just basically wipe it all out in one fell swoop? Or should we work our way through that?
Yeah, that's a good question.
Okay, so pause. So it is a good question because we do get this a lot. We have people that ask us, hey, should I just sell my house and like take care of this debt? And again, later in the call, we may talk about this more. But listen, you guys, money problems are never just money problems. It's you problems. It's me problems. It's us that are dealing with it. And if we don't make changes, nothing in our money is going to change. People think, well, if I just had more money, I would be fine. I'm like, no, you would be handling your money just like you are now, but with more, which means bigger mistakes possibly, right? So you want to be able to say, okay, this is my issue. So just knocking out debt in one fell swoop, not that we're mad at that necessarily, but just know that doesn't get to the root of the issue. The issue, because you have money problems, and for this guy, is because of the choices they made. And they need to know those choices were not correct. So we need to go back on those choices, feel that sacrifice, to feel that change so that when they start actually being able to keep their income, which is a lot, you'll see here in a second, then they're actually going to be able to do great things with it because they've changed themselves, right? So that's a really key part. We get this question a lot. Should I just sell my house? Sometimes it is the right move for people, but just know when you pay off debt in one fell swoop, you're not changing who you are. And that's a big issue. Okay, we'll keep going.
What do you guys make a year?
Net combines about 330.
Okay. And for the home, how much do you owe on it? How much is left on the mortgage?
About 385.
Okay. And how much would it sell for?
Probably near 8.
Okay.
And why do you have $150,000 in cars? I guess you make 330, so I guess that works. What kind of cars do y'all drive?
The BMW is one of them.
Yeah.
And another one is a newer truck.
Yeah. I mean, I would expect nice cars.
Yeah, if you're making 330. Yeah.
Well, for $150,000, hopefully you're not saying a Honda Civic.
Oh.
Like I would like assume I would assume like
yeah, but it goes
something.
It makes that cool noise.
Okay.
Yeah, right.
So Adam, do you guys have any money in savings? Do you have any cash?
Yeah, we do.
How much you have?
Right now we have about 10. We're waiting on about 30,000 to come in.
And what do you mean waiting on? What does that mean?
For an invoice.
Oh, okay. Okay. Like, so that'll be $30,000 cash to you.
Correct.
Okay, so pause, you guys. $10,000 saved. That's all they have saved. Making $330,000 a year. Now, I know they're about to get $30,000, but that's just some, money coming in from work. That's not them actually taking money out of their budget and putting it aside intentionally. That's tough. Like that's a behavior habit problem, as you can see. So crazy. Okay, we'll keep going.
Your house. I can kind of just dive into it because you guys, how old are you guys, Adam?
I am 41 and my wife is 32.
Okay. Do you guys have kids?
Yes, one.
One kid. Okay.
Before Rachel says that, you're the richest broke guy I've talked to in a while. Does that ring true?
I guess.
You make way too much money to be this broke.
I agree with you 100%.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I need you to realize, because here's the deal. Yeah, you could sell your home, take $400,000, wipe this all clean, but Adam and his wife are going to keep on living their life
see,
the way
there
they
I
have.
am.
There's going to be no change in this process. And mathematically, you don't need to sell your house. You guys just need to get your crap together.
And you would also sell
Yeah.
your house to pay off two
Cars.
depreciating assets.
Yeah,
that doesn't make any sense,
Yes.
man.
Yeah, no. So I would stay put in the home. And you guys, Adam, I mean, there's something about you all at this point that I'm like, I want you to feel a level of sacrifice. So with this debt, I mean, because you have $280 in student loans, you can't afford these cars, Adam. So I'm selling them. I mean, I'm going to get rid of them, use some of this 10 grand to buy, or wait for the 30 grand to come in, spend 15 grand on 2 cars. And again, they're not going to be BMWs and a nice truck. Like, you're going to have a lifestyle shock factor to you all, but I think you kind of need it, Adam. You guys make a lot of money. You have a lot of debts, and something has to change. Your formula is not working. Would you agree?
I agree 100%.
Yeah. So, I mean,
I think that's kind of been the realization.
Yeah. And y'all work
as of recently,
Yeah.
Okay, so we'll pause there. So what's wild, you guys, is when you get into, a lifestyle like Adam and his wife, and you get into your routine and you get into what is normal, and you just kind of keep living how you've always been living, you almost get numb to it to a degree because it's all you know. But even though you're numb to it and it's all you know, it still isn't working. And that's when you have to pause and be like, I have to shock this system. Like, I have to do something so drastically, radically different to get a totally different result. Kind of the apathy of just sitting there, you're going to just keep on hanging on to that debt. Like, that's a lot of debt, $280 in student loans, right? So that doesn't just go away. They have to be so focused on it, and they're not. It's kind of just been kind of gliding. So if you feel like, oh my gosh, I've just kind of been stuck in this norm and you need to do something radically different, do it. Make that change. Make that change. Okay, we'll keep going.
You're 41, and I know we can't go back in time. There's a part of me wish that you were 25, because I'd be like, clean this up, and you're like gonna go. So at 41, it's even that much more urgent to be like, Adam, you guys make insane money. Like, you could do really well. But if you keep living like this, you're not going to. Like, you work too hard, and you've worked too hard to have nothing, to have $280 in student loan debt and $150,000 in cars. I wouldn't want to make $330 and that be my life, right? So there has to be something that majorly changes. So if I woke up in your shoes, Adam, I would sit down and I would say, all right, we're in Phoenix, we make $380. How do we live on 75 grand next year? Let's just challenge. And that's still a really great salary. There's a lot of people that wish they made $75,000. What if we just took majority of our income, sold the cars, paid off the debt? I mean, all this could be turned around in a year, Adam, and you still have your house with your equity.
Yeah, I agree. And personally, I've been looking at ways to maybe even increase our income.
You can't. I just think y'all freaking need to cut your lifestyle. You can't be just hanging out, going on vacations all the time.
It's just for a minute.
For a year. For a year. That's all you got to do. I wouldn't up your income. You guys have an amazing income. I think it's your lifestyle.
If we look at this, Rachel,
but that's uncomfortable.
Was that 18 months? You go from making $330 and owing $300,000 to $400,000 to owing nobody anything,
and he has 30 grand coming in too. Remember that?
$500,000 in equity in your house. You flip things around so fast.
So fast. You all could be in a completely
different. You're a millionaire
different
in 48 months. The whole thing rolls over. But you just got to say never again.
You got to do it. You just got to do it.
Gotcha. All right. I'm kind of quasi-familiar with your guys' baby steps and whatnot.
Okay, so
this is gonna make you real uncomfortable, man. It's gonna be
well. What it is, Adam? I mean, honestly, I'm I would, and the baby steps is this. I'm I would. It's $1,000 emergency fund. So you freed up in our math right now. You freed up 9 grand from the 10 grand that you have. Let's say the 30 comes in. You got 39 grand to use. Okay, you sell your cars. I wonder how much. I wonder if you Kelly Blue booked them, what you would do, because you're going to lose money on them. You're going to owe some money probably on it. get some beaters. And then with your income again, I'm like, golly, and yeah, in 12 months, Adam, you're paying off your debt, smallest to largest, but I would get rid of the cars. And so the only debt you have left is that 280 in the student loans. And you guys start just throwing everything at it, everything. And yeah, and working extra. I mean, I kind of was like, no, you don't need your income up. Yeah, sure. Work actually, like do whatever you guys can to get out of the 280 as fast as possible. But if I were y'all, if I woke up in your shoes, the first place I'm cutting is lifestyle, which is the most painful and the most not fun, right? Y'all been going out to eat, going on vacations with friends. I mean, I can only imagine your lifestyle, and I bet it's great and so fun, but nothing.
Oh, we have, and I'm not going to deny that at all. I mean, we worked so hard to get to that point in life.
Yeah.
And then my wife graduated, and then we were like, well, we're here. Let's enjoy it. And now we're like,
and that's normal, Adam. Like,
you're not crazy.
You're
not crazy. Man.
Yeah, that is normal.
That's all of us.
But also, your results are normal, and normal is broke, right? So you're waking up to the fact, like, oh my gosh, we're just like everybody else. Everything looks great.
Let's pause this real quick before we end. So we said it earlier in the clip, but just to go back to it, you guys, a situation like this, I'm like, how quickly the turnaround can happen, and then how much quicker, because they have such a large income, comes back to them where they get to invest more, save. I mean, like, it's just this crazy compounding effect where right now they're stagnant with a lot of debt and they're barely, I mean, they have no money saved. I mean, it's just like this, like, we're just spending everything. And that can continue to be their life where they still wake up with so much debt, even so much income, but so much debt. Or if you just take a season, sacrifice it, pay off the debt, all that income is yours. And then that's so much income that it's going to keep building on itself, which is wonderful. And they're going to earn and become wealthy that much faster because of that. So it's like taking your income, throwing it towards crap or throwing it towards a great future, right? And the decision is theirs. But man, this one was like so huge because I'm like, y'all could do so much, so much. Okay, we'll finish the call.
But we literally don't have we don't have much of a net worth, even though we make $330,000 a year, you know? So it's that really simple mindset. But Adam, stay on the line. And I'm going to give you Total Money Makeover. It's one of our best-selling books when it comes to just the baby steps. You can read it in a night. It's a really easy read. But walk through this process with your wife because, again, I'm so encouraged by your numbers. You guys could have an insane life that's all yours and not tied to the bank anymore. But you guys have to make that decision. Thanks for the call.
Yeah.
All right, you guys, I would just encourage you that if you find yourself in any level of position like he is now, I mean, make the change, y'all. Make the change. All right, before we finish up, I want to talk to you about one of my new favorite games, Tapple. So Tapple is a really fun game. There's a board, a small board with a bunch of letters around it. You have a category, and you have to throw out a word in that category. And what the word starts with is a letter. So you put that letter that your word starts with down and keep going around the board until somebody chokes because there's going to be a letter up like Y, and they're not going to be able to think of a word that starts with Y in the category, and everyone's going to be like, you got to go. And there's a timer, and it's all crazy and wonderful, and it's awesome. And then if the timer buzzes and they haven't thought of that word, they lose. Anyways, it's a really fun game. It can be very competitive or it can be really just fun and playful. But you can play this with your friends, with your family. So make sure to start making memories today and purchase Tapple at Walmart. All right, it may sound kind of cheesy, but the process really is where the magic happens. So again, it's easy to kind of just slap a Band-Aid on your situation and choose like the get-rich-quick move. But listen, that's never going to actually transform your life and who you are. You have to work these steps and adjust the root problem, which is your behavior and my behavior. So remember, making and managing money are two totally different things. So you could be making a salary of $50,000, $60,000, $70,000 a year and be in better shape than someone who's making $330,000 a year. So whether you're making a six-figure salary or an average salary, the best thing that you can do is get in the habit of following a monthly budget. I recommend EveryDollar. It is my favorite budgeting app. It is wonderful. So make sure to check that out and send this video to a friend who may need a little bit of a lifestyle creep wake-up call. So remember, you guys, to take control of your money and create a life you love.